This is a KitchensinkWP podcast, episode 382.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Well, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the KitchensinkWP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have two to talk about right now. WordCamp Cochabamba in Bolivia, June 24th through 26th. Pretty cool, it's online. And actually, the day of this episode coming out, WordCamp Japan had started the night before because they're so far ahead of me on the time frame on the calendar, on the time zones. So WordCamp Japan this year is June 20th through the 26th. So it's 6 days of talks and whatnot. So check that out if you can. And I believe majority of it's going to be in Japanese. That's what I think I saw online as well. So check that out. Yeah. So also that's it in the news. Moving on to that's it for upcoming events. In the news, more acquisitions. Automattic has acquired Day One app. It's a journaling application. I've heard great things about the app. I haven't used it. I know people do use it. It's for kind of keeping a digital journal. I'm not sure the motivation behind the acquisition. That doesn't quite make sense to me. But then again, there was a post that I saw Matt write about kind of being the Berkshire Hathaway of companies where it has a lot of different brands under the Automattic branding. So that's the reason behind it. So that's newsworthy. Also, WordPress 5.8 Beta 2 is out. Since Beta 1, 26 bugs have been fixed, which is pretty cool. So it's still due out coming up pretty soon here. And lastly, the news, it's a year away. It's kind of an upcoming event, but it's over a year. So it's newsworthy, but it's not upcoming. WordCamp Europe is coming back in person, apparently, June 2nd through 4th, 2022. There'll be a link in the show notes. You can sign up to get information about it. Is that right? June? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's June 20th. Yeah, that's right. June 2nd through 4th. That's right. Just making sure. Yes, it's in Porto, Portugal, where it was supposed to be, I believe, last year. So hopefully that will really happen in person. And I might really try to push to get there because I miss going to conferences in such a bad way. So anyway, there you have it. That is it in the news. Moving on to segment 2, the meat potatoes of this week's episode, exit strategies. Because it seems there are a bunch of acquisitions lately in the news, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, the Automattic acquisition of Day One. And the past few episodes, there's been at least one other merger or sale, etc. So with that, here are a few business exit strategies to consider with some pros and cons. I think I have 6 or 7. I think there's 7 here. So here is some ways you can exit if you own a company or you're looking to acquire a company on the flip side of things. But here's more of the exit strategies as far as owners go. Number 1, pass the business along to a family member. Could be an idea there. There's a pro here, of course. You can choose the person and prepare that person to continue the business when you leave. There's that. The con is that you may not find a family member who wants to take on the business. A lot of times families and children don't want to take on what their parents have created. I can tell you right now, I'm 99.9% sure that nobody in this household wants to take on my company. So that's not an option for me. So that's okay. I'm okay with that. Number 2, explore a merger or get acquired. So the pro here is that you can have a clean break from your business if that's what you want. The con is that your business may cease to exist as it once was because basically based on consequences associated with this type of action. So, you could get acquired by a bigger company. You might have a job lined up within that company for a time, or you might have a non-compete clause. So it just depends on how you want to do that. But you could you can be acquired based on that as well. You could also pursue, number 3, an acqui-hire. So this is a little different than being acquired because it's when the company buys out your business simply for the sake of getting the talent or employees or technology/service for growth. This happens a lot. Apple has been known to do this. They acquire companies because they want the technology. They want to have that patents and they want to have the employees to run it. So and then include it in their future growth. So Apple's done that a lot. So the pro here is, of course, you can negotiate the terms of this acquisition because it's special, which hopefully would mean a profit for you and a successful future for your employees or contractors. The con is you lose the legacy of your business as you've created it. So there's that. Number 4, have an existing employee buy you out, or if you have contractors, but reach out to who works with you for you. Maybe you want to do this. My uncle actually did this back in the day. About 10 years ago, he retired from his own company that he started. He sold it to his employees. The pro here is you can hand off your business to someone who has experience running or being a part of the company and that you know and trust. That's a great thing to do. The con, you may not be able to find an employee or a manager or a contractor who wants to buy the business from you. They liked not having to run things day to day and just kind of doing their job and getting paid. So there's that. Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 here, plan an IPO, initial public offering. Because, of course, that would be fantastic from a perspective of a financial windfall, right? But the pro here is, of course, it's the most likely to earn you a substantial profit. The con, very difficult, very rare, and really hard for small, medium-sized businesses. So an IPO could be a long shot of all things. And I think there's one more here. No, 2 more. Number 6, liquidate the business. Now, I want to say liquidate does not mean it's a failure of the business. It just means that you're moving on. The next chapter, if you will. Maybe you're just done with doing it for now, or this business, and it's time to just close up shop. So the pro, of course, is compared to other business strategies, it can be simple and quickest methods to do it. You just sell the assets off, sell the equipment if you have equipment or hardware, it's a laptop, but whatever. The con is this strategy means you oftentimes end relationships with employees, partners, clients, customers, etc. But then again, in the world we're in, that I'm in, I don't see that happening. You can go ahead and just close up shop and do something different. I've seen many people pivot and stay friends with the community for a long time coming. So I don't see that as a real true con, but I suppose it depends on the type of company you have. It could be a con. And the last one here, kind of drastic, you could file for bankruptcy. Not the ideal way to end, of course, but if you're so far behind things, if you're financially struggling and hurting, it may be needed to do that. The pro, of course, you can move on from your business and start to rebuild your credit in your financial situation. The con, getting new credit and getting people to invest in you down the line from a banking perspective could be and will be much, much harder. So there you have it. Some ideas on exits. Keep in mind here, everyone's situation is different. There is not a one-size-fits-all scenario or a strategy. You have to kind of weigh the cons and the pros and talk to a lawyer in your accounting situation. You need to do what's best for you, for nobody else. And remember that. Take that as far as the advice today that I give. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. That is for sure. You need to do what's best for you. So there you have it. Some ways to exit, if that's what you're looking to do, or be acquired or sell, etc. So there you go. All right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. In keeping with the theme of sales and acquisitions, there's a new site and service that just got started. It's over at FlipWP.co. FlipWP is a private marketplace for buying and selling WordPress businesses, and it's pretty interesting. So literally brand new, just spun up, I think a week or 2 ago, kind of out of all the situation. I'm not connected to them at all. I've looked at the website. That's about it. So check it out, FlipWP.co. All right, that is it this week. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use the SpeakPipe function of the website. You can support the show, become a Patreon, link on the website. You can sponsor the show, a form on the website as well. If you're looking for some business coaching, accountability, and vetting of ideas, hit me up over at adamsilver.com. I would love to help you there. There's also a free ebook you can sign up to get about picking a business coach, whether it's me or not. I want to help you out the best I can. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, bye-bye.